What do children really need from their parents?
That's a great question. I think sometimes we think that they need tons and tons of stuff, or that, things that we couldn't possibly imagine. But they did this study in the UK, and the number one thing that kids told the researchers they really wanted was a good family. And that meant they wanted parents who really would be there for them, who would listen to them, who would be tuned into their needs. And I just think sometimes we need a reminder that that's what really matters to kids. Other studies have shown they want parents who are emotionally available, and I have to say I'm guilty like everybody else. I have my little smartphone, and you're not emotionally available when you're going and looking and scrolling through your messages. So kids know that too, because sometimes my kids will ask me a ridiculous question like, is it okay if I go and do this crazy thing? And if I go then they'll say, gotcha. The other thing they want is less conflict from parents. And this doesn't mean like big brawls and that kind of thing. Even low-level conflict really affects kids in major ways. They've done studies and they've found that kids don't do as well in school when their parents are having a lot of conflict. They don't sleep as well. Everything sort of falls apart in kids' world. Now, does this mean you have to have the perfect marriage? You have to just somehow magically get it together? Well, a few people will manage to pull this off. The rest of us, we just need to keep the conflict out of the kids' faces. We want to show them that people don't get along perfectly all the time, or otherwise when they get married, will they be in for a surprise? But we can have healthy, constructive disagreements. We can say, I don't know if I totally agree with that, and but we can talk about that later. What you don't want is for the kids to see you having, horrible, insulting, tear down your partner kind of disagreements in front of the kids. So that's really important because it really does make their world fall apart. They're scared, they can't sleep, they can't function. So that's important. I think that the other thing we really want to remember is that we have the potential to create in our children the kind of world we really want, a world of love, trust, and respect. We have the opportunity to have our kids become the kind of people we want to have as fellow citizens. So, little kids, little junior citizens who will watch out for their fellow people and advocate for the people who really need a voice in the community. You can get your children involved at a very early age in doing volunteer work, and you can also be the person that you want to have in the community looking out for your kid. You can play that role for other children in the community. Researchers have found that every child needs to have about 20 people in the neighborhood who know their name and really value them. So if you want that to be there for your child, you should be able to value and know the name of about 20 children in your neighborhood. So we really have the opportunity to make a powerful difference for our kids and for all the other kids in our neighborhood and our community. So it's a pretty exciting thing being a parent and a neighborhood parent as well.